What is happening, guys? Welcome back to another Transformers review in the month of July. We are kicking off the last 4 reviews of the month, and what better way to end it off with some Bayverse Decepticons. So I'm starting off this review with probably one of my favorite characters, I guess, just kind of random one-off characters from the first Transformers, technically the second one too, but this is Grindor from Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, basically Blackout from Transformers 1. I love this design. Like, when I first watched Transformers, this was a big part of what I kind of remembered just a little bit. I remembered more of Blackout more, so Blackout stood out to me more. But this design was so cool in the movie. Just his first appearance was pretty dope. And rewatching the Transformers movies again, this guy just a huge standout, and I absolutely love just his first introduction into the movie. So it was so cool to actually, see that, and I really wanted a figure of him. So I had 2 choices, basically. I had Grindor or Blackout. Blackout was a little more pricey. This one was a little cheap. I got him used, so he doesn't have his box, and I do believe he is missing like there is a tab. The guy said that there's like some kind of tab missing, so yeah, that kind of sucks. But so far, I've transformed this guy, and I don't see anything wrong, so I think it's fine. It doesn't matter. But this figure is so cool. This also comes with a Ravage figure that will be also seen in a little bit. It's a very small one, so it doesn't matter. But I am just happy to have this figure. So Grindor really didn't appear much in Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. He literally only appeared for the forest scene, which is the best scene in the Transformer movies. It is one of the coolest scenes ever. Having Optimus Prime going up against Megatron, Starscream, and Grindor was so fucking cool. And it's like one of the coolest things ever. And once I review my figures, I am definitely going to be having them up against. I'm going to do some kind of photo op with them. I might not have my Optimus Prime from the Bayverse, but I do have an Optimus Prime, so it's good enough for me. But I do have Grindor here. So Grindor is really cool. I love this big old helicopter mode. It is really, really dope. It's got a lot of detailing, and I think they did a fantastic job with this. So converting this from robot mode to vehicle mode, it was very simple, to be honest. Like, I tried to follow the instructions a little bit, and I really couldn't follow it to a T, so I kind of just winged it just a little bit. Went back to the instructions to see how it was kind of supposed to look, but other than that, I really just kind of winged it myself, and this is what came up with. Now, some of these tabs do kind of struggle to get in. You can see that there is this big seam right here, and it's supposed to clip in, but it's not really clipping in for some reason. I don't know if it's just because I built it wrong or what, but I like it the way it is. There's a couple parts maybe right here as well, but honestly, they don't bother me. They fit together. It fits together very nice. It's a very solid mode right here, but it looks really cool. I really do like everything there. The nice little Decepticon logo, nice little decals everywhere, which I really, really do like. The blade, of course, you can see, does spin at the top, so that's really, really cool. I really do like that. And at the back of the wing too, this also does spin as well. It looks awesome. That's basically all the posability for this vehicle mode. He does have some undercarriage, which kind of sucks, but you can also see that right in here, there is a Ravage figure. I don't know why these two are kind of together, but hey, it's whatever. But we have Ravage here. So Ravage is this very little, this little minifig, I guess. Looks pretty cool. Comparing this little Ravage to my Bumblebee version of Ravage, you can see there's a pretty big size difference, and there's a lot more going on with this one than there is this one. This one also really doesn't transform, which honestly I don't even remember this thing transforming, but he does have some posability, but I really do like the detailing on him. It's very simple, but it's very nice. Could use a tiny bit of a dry brushing, which I'll probably do myself, but other than that, it looks pretty cool. He does kind of have a hinge joint that kind of folds in on itself, which is pretty interesting. I don't know why it does that, since this needs to go clip to the bottom, but hey, there's that, so whatever. He does have a ball joint at the legs and a ball joint at the arms, no head articulation, and that's pretty much it. That's all his articulation goes to. Very simple, but honestly it's pretty effective. It's nothing crazy. So back to this mode, I mean, it's very simple to look at. I really do like the way it looks. Not really simple to look at, but it's so nicely detailed, but it's a simple design that really holds up. I really do like the way they did this, and I think they did a fantastic job. I really don't think they could have done any better. This is a beautiful transformation mode, and it just feels nice to just swoosh around and just flick the propellers around. The propellers do kind of like come out of place here, but easily just pops right back on, and you can just whoosh it around as it just spins away. It's very nice. I really do like the way that looks. It's such a cool robot mode, or vehicle mode. I really do like it. So without further ado, taking one last little look at this thing before we transform it, we're going to transform it right now. So here we have Blackout / Grindor. This is such an amazing looking, it just looks so cool. The fact that we got like a beautiful looking like plane mode or helicopter mode, and it just turns into this pretty big mass of just parts is amazing. It looks fairly accurate to the design from the actual movie, and it's nuts. It's hard to really understand what's happening, and that's what I kind of liked about Blackout. He was very messy with this transformation, but he looked cool either way. Now I'm really hoping I do have this transformation right. If it's not, you can let me know in the comments below, but so far I think I have it correct for the most part. So yeah, I think that this is as good as it's gonna get. This front view looks beautiful. I absolutely love the way Grindor looks right here. It is so cool looking. So getting a little bit of a closer look at him, number one thing I really love is this head sculpt. This head sculpt looks fantastic. It looks menacing. It looks pretty much like the movie. It looks awesome. I just absolutely love that. Everything else, I mean, you could see it. It's yourself. It's a huge hunk of mess, and it does pretty much fit together fairly well. Getting it from the transformation was kind of challenging. It was just a mess of parts, so it was just, you know, weird to look at. This little part does flip out. It does say to flip this part out, so I'm just gonna have that part flipped out. So yeah, it's just interesting. I think my least favorite thing about this figure is probably this back right here. It is very ugly, and it was kind of hard to really get into place, but I mean, other than that, that's pretty much the only thing that looks bad. The way it feels is very nice. I really do like it. The only annoying thing was kind of the feet. The feet were a little annoying to get, you know, right. But it was these little flaps that kept getting in the way. I kept sticking them inside of the actual foot, which was causing it to not really collapse. So the whole thing was just like spinning all around when I first got the figure, and I wasn't understanding why. But as I was transforming it, I understood. Don't put these feet in all the way, I guess. That's basically it. And it just slides right into there. And it just looks nice. And he does stand pretty well on his own, especially when you have it pretty, you know, well nice. He does have these weird chicken legs going on here. He's got these flat feet with this whole bend going on here. It's very interesting. I do like these little flaps right there. It looks very nice. He does come with some accessories. So of course we have Ravage. We did look at Ravage already, but he also does have another little feature that can be used in this mode, and it's nothing special. It's just another storage thing. Basically, it just tells you you can plug him right into the back right there, and that's how he's supposed to look. The actual Blackout figure actually comes with Scorponok, which is pretty cool. The Ravage figure is pretty nice, but I don't know. I think I would have rather preferred Scorponok, but it looks pretty cool. I honestly don't know if this is way too low for the back. I feel like it just feels like it should be higher, but I'm not going to worry about it. It looks fine to me. This front view just looks awesome. And he also does come with the propeller. The propeller is not meant for the actual transformation. It's a weapon. So if you just fold this down, I bet you didn't see that coming. That's basically his rotor blade that you can plug into the hole right here. You can plug it into either side, but it pretty much just plugs in right into the arm right here. And there you go. He's got his blade that he uses to fight Optimus or some other Autobots and stuff, and it looks pretty cool. Pretty nice. I really do like the way it looks. There's nothing else I can really add to that. It's just a big giant hunk of metal. That's basically all this design is. Now, there's very few Transformer designs that I actually like, but the majority of the Decepticons I've really grown to love. I think my favorite still is Starscream. Starscream is my favorite design out of all the Decepticons. He might come in at a close second, but I think the Dark of the Moon Megatron takes that place. So I think he is my third favorite design, and that's basically how it goes. So I think he's up there. He's up there. I really do like the way he looks. He looks really cool. He does have some posability on him, which is pretty nice. He does have a swivel. If I can just get the camera to kind of cooperate real quick so we can get this ball rolling. He does have a swivel at the head, which can go up and down. I really do like that head sculpt. It's very menacing. He does have an outwards movement. He does have kind of a butterfly joint there. You can also detach. There is a part right there that can detach, and that basically just kind of, moves back and forth like this. And you can make it like, more arm movements, but I don't think that's really supposed to do that. But hey, it's there, it's an option. He does have an outwards movement like this, and it can go back about that far. He does have a swivel, if I can get it, swivel at the bicep here. He has a nice bend at the elbow, which is pretty nice. A swivel at the wrist, some finger articulation. He has just the, I guess, thumb that can move in and out, so that's pretty cool. He does have no waist movement, so that kind of sucks, but I mean, I don't think you're getting him into a lot of dynamic poses. He does have a nice ratchet at the legs, which is very nice. I really do like how they did that. He has two bends. He has a bend at the knee here and a bend at the knee here, so he can kind of kick pretty far. He is pretty much just supposed to be in this chicken pose. He doesn't really have a swivel, but he does have an up and down at the foot, and he's got a pivot. So I think that that is good enough. So if we can try and get him into kind of a dynamic pose, we'll do something with this, because I think you can get him into something. It just takes a lot of understanding how the figure poses, and also just like, getting used to the cumbersome design of this figure, which is easier said than done, to be honest. And he does kind of fall apart in your hands just a little bit, but I don't think that's any, detractor from this figure. This is a very risky pose, but this looks really cool. I really do like this figure a lot. It's very, very cool. It's not gonna be, I don't think it's gonna be everybody's cup of tea. I think a lot of people might, have some issues with it. But to me, this thing looks so cool. Just because Blackout is like a really awesome character, and I really, really do like this figure. And this has always been like a figure that I've actually wanted for a bit, but I never got around to getting him. So it's really cool to actually have him. Let's have Ravage right there. So here he is next to Optimus, which honestly, I feel like this figure could have been a little bit bigger, since we do see Optimus kind of climb onto his back. And I think that the Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime is a little bit bigger than this Optimus, so that kind of sucks. I know that my favorite Optimus figure here is, I think it's a couple inches taller, so I don't know, it just kind of sucks. I just kind of think that this guy should be a lot bigger than he is, but I think that this scale is fine. I just like the huge mass of him, so that's pretty cool. And here he is, the concept Megatron, and you can see there's like just a big height difference. It looks pretty cool. I really do like the way these two look. And this probably is my favorite scaling because of just how it makes Grindor look so big. I believe this is my Dark of the Moon Brawn figure next to Grindor. And they both look pretty cool together. They fit perfectly with each other. So I absolutely love that. Now, I assume this might be a little bit of a controversial opinion about this figure, because I'm sure everyone else is going to have a very different opinion, especially about this figure. I think it's just, I love it. I love just this figure a lot. That, you know, it just makes me happy, you know, just to have the transformation. I think was fun. I thought that, you know, retransforming it from vehicle mode to robot mode was a little, you know, tedious, but I love it still. It's really, really cool. I think the sculpt work on both modes are beautiful. I think that nobody can deny that. This just looks pretty much almost out of the screen. Same with that alternate mode. I really do love both these sculpts. The feel of it, I think this might be where people might maybe not like it, because, you know, posing it is a little frustrating, and, you know, just overall some parts might come a little loose or something, but I still really love the way it feels. So I think overall, I love this figure. I don't know what it is. And, you know, you get Ravage as well. So I think that's also really cool. So with that love of this figure, I think that, you know, I think I'm confident on giving this guy a 4.8 out of 5. That is very close to almost perfect. I think it's just because the transformation could be a tiny bit tedious. The feel of it, maybe a little bit, and the ugly back, you know, just this part right here. But overall, I love this figure. It is so cool. So it's a good start to the Transformer Decepticon from the Michael Bay movies figures review thing. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's a good start. I absolutely love this figure. It's so cool. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have to say for this review. Next time, we're going to be taking a look at another Michael Bay Decepticon Blackout. So that's going to be really cool to take a look at. And yeah, I'm very excited for that. I'm very excited to see both of these two, Blackout and Grindor, both together. I think that's going to be really cool to compare those two together. But yeah, it's going to be really dope. I'm very excited. And that's pretty much all I have to say. So thank you guys so much for watching. We are almost done with Transformers Month. I am very excited, not only just, you know, to be done with looking at Transformers figures, because I do love looking at Transformers figures. It's just like, you know, I'm ready to move on to some other figures that I'm very excited to look at. But also, there's like these other 3 figures. I'm very excited to see them all side by side. So it's going to be really cool. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next Transformers video.